My good order of the chivalry, it's on this day, is it still your will? And are you in agreement that we make Vladimir a knight?
Aye. Aye.
Call forth the vigil.
His Majesty summons forth Vladimir Radescu.
My good squire, many years ago you gave your oath to me in fealty, and now I will release it that you may swear to his majesty. These trappings I gifted to you, and I will gift them as well to you to pass on to your squire. Yeah, polish them all.
Is there a royal peer that will speak for Vlad?
Yes, Your Majesty, there is. I am Raito, 13th Prince, 3rd and 7th King of Northshield, and I would speak to Vlad's nobility. When I first sat upon the throne of the Kingdom of Northshield, Vlad was my champion. In order to be noble, one must lead while serving and serve while leading. If any of you would doubt his nobility and his ability to do these things, you need only look at his household at Temple Rose. Although their founder is not present with us, you will see that they thrive. And they thrive in great part because of Vlad and what he does. This is noble.
Is there a member of the chivalry that will speak?
Hi, Rich. I'm Count Tom Tintinaglia. I've lived in this great kingdom for nearly 6 years. And the entirety of the time I've been here, I've been able to count Vlad as my friend. He has been a most excellent adversary on the field. He is an incredibly chivalrous individual. You'd be hard-pressed to find many amongst your kingdom that are chivalrous in this man. I've seen him fight in crowns where no one would have questioned a shot if he decided it was light, and he took it anyway. Even in high-pressure situations, which many of us probably could not do, at least not as well as he. I've seen him lead men upon the field, and they have great love for him when he does so, because not only do they trust him, but he's their brother. And as such, I'm very happy to count him amongst my brothers in the children. Thank you, Majesty.
Yeah, I will say actually a few words. Vlad, I could not be more proud today than to see you take your place amongst this peerage. Today, the rest of the kingdom, the rest of the known world will see what I saw years ago. The day we met, I got to see what your heart was, and the chivalry and the honor and the passion for what we do shone very brightly. So I could not be more pleased today than to see this happen. Thank you.
Is there a member of the Falcon that will speak for him?
Master Geoffrey has requested that I, Johan, his protege, read this letter on his behalf. Greetings unto your majesty and to the most noble peoples of Northshield gathered here today. It is my great pleasure to speak on the service of His Excellency Vladimir Radescu. I've known Vlad for a very long time and seen him do many great things. If you look at the awards that Vladimir has received during his years in the society, you will discover, as I did, that he has many service awards as he does fighting awards. Those awards span the Kingdom of the Middle, the Principality of Northshield, the Kingdom of Northshield, where he stands today as a member of the Order of the Tear. In Her Majesty's and my past, we had the honor of being the Baroness and Baron of Nordskogen. Vlad was our last honored champion. I can tell you that it was our great pleasure and honor to have him stand for us on the armored list as a representative of what we believe in armored combat should be. Vladimir does a lot of his service behind the scenes helping new fighters get started within the SCA. My most memorable example of this was during a visit to the Shire of Mere, where I met the young fighters of that group and discovered, much to my surprise, that Petronella and Vlad were there and had obviously been working with these gentlemen on their fighting skills and comportment for quite some time. It was Vladimir who taught me how to survive games of chance with those Canadians, shall we say, medicinal beverages may have been consumed. After that trip, I spent more time watching and learning of the time Vladimir spends assisting new fighters located in areas that many Northshields have never visited. There are many terms used to describe the knightly virtue, but for me, the one that most important is charity or generosity. Vladimir is generous with his time in promoting the activity that he loves, and yet does it with a sense of humor, which makes a heavy task much lighter. So, Your Majesty, I heartily commend the service of His Excellency Vladimir to you and welcome him as a fellow peer of the realm. Master Geoffrey of Warwick.
Is there a master or mistress on the wall?
Your Majesty, I beg your pardon, as I am out of favor in your court, but I would fain speak with this good man. Please. I am Master Cadwallon Reed. My art form is armor. As you can see from Vlad's countenance, he has, over the years, endeavored to promote his vision of what he wants to be on the field. This actually is the second armor that he has completed by his own hands with his lady. I can remember the two of them in the armory of the University of Minnesota together in their early entrance to the SCA. And although they had just started, they had a vision of what they wanted to do and be. And they didn't ask for other people to make it for them. They brought it for themselves. These beautiful wings that he wears on the back of his armor, and the helmet and the style, not quite like the Byzantine sort of 14th century but it is wonderful to behold. He holds the arts and sciences as high as he does his chivalry. Your Majesty, I would commend him to you and to the populace of Russia.
Is there a member of the populace who wishes to speak for him?
Yes, Your Majesty. I am William Mstislavic, member of House Temple Rose and 5th Baron of Nordskogen, and I would speak to this man's virtue. The virtue I'd like to speak to, the one that shines most in my mind, is his hospitality. When I first came to Nordskogen, 1 week later, Vlad comes up to me and says, "It's my birthday, let's go have a beer." I say, "Sure." A month later, this man has dressed me, fed me, and got me on the field. A few months later, I ask him, "I would like to join House Temple Rose." He says, "Sure." Why? Stories like this are not unusual for this man. Ask Temple Rose, ask the people of Mereham, ask Intercede. Throughout Northshield, he is known for his virtues. I cannot recommend this man. Thank you.
Her Majesty could not be here. She wished me to read this to you. Greetings to all of this great kingdom of Northshield. I have asked His Majesty
to read this message for me, since today I'm in our Shire of Midowin and could not be here at this joyous occasion. I have known His Excellency, put hand on shoulder, Vladimir. He has a wit that will always make me smile. He was the highest paid marshal in the history of the barony of Northshield. He did such a good job as our group marshal that when he asked our group to receive a pay raise, the group was only too happy to double his salary. It was a standing joke in our barony during his tenure. Vlad reminds me of another knight who is no longer with us, Sir Angus. Sir Angus would help new fighters get started and showed them how to fight, helping them to enjoy being fighters. Likewise, Vlad travels to groups such as Inner Sea and Mere Abatishma. To help their fighters get started. He mentored them and helped them feel at home in the SCA. He shows them that they can also have fun. I am proud of Vladimir and know that he will do well as a knight of Northshield and of the society. I welcome him as a fellow peer, for I have considered him one for a while. I looked at the order of precedence and noticed that since we became a kingdom, there have been 12 knights made. His Excellency will be the 13th knight. It seems somehow fitting since this is the 13th reign of the Kingdom of Northshield. I wish you well, Vlad, and I know that you will honor us to go forth as a Knight of the Round, in loving service to Northshield and P.S. kick in. Never mind.
Vladimir, right-minded of your prowess upon the field, and responsive to the wishes of your peers, we are minded to make you a knight. Know that to wear the belt and the chain of a knight is to hold a sacred trust, that the obligations of knighthood will demand your efforts every moment of your life.
A knight must seek excellence in all endeavors, martial and otherwise, seeking strength to be used in the service of justice, not for their own good, but for the good of all. A knight must recognize that the sword of justice can be a terrible thing, so humanity and mercy must temper it. A knight must remain loyal to the people and the ideals he chooses to live by. A knight must love his kingdom and fulfill most faithfully his feudal duties. A knight must have the courage to sacrifice for the precepts and people he values. A knight must have faith in their beliefs, while never diminishing the beliefs of another. A knight values the contributions of others, according them the renown rightfully earned. A knight must be generous, countering the natural tendency towards gluttony. The knight recognizes that true nobility arises not from the journey itself, or from the journey itself, not the destination.
Seek to emulate all this as sincerely as possible, not for personal gain, but because it is right. Do not restrict your exploration to a small world, but seek to infuse every aspect of your life with these qualities. Should you succeed in even a tiny measure, then you will be well remembered for your quality and virtue. Knowing all this, do you desire to accept elevation into this order? Aye. And swear fealty to the crown of Northshield.
Ja tu obecnie Grivium Vernos I Slavum Vol Corona Northshield. Zvai vet by Dobrum I Priam Reservum. Honorum I Thesaurus Opokos Glasbek Berni Mohemu Panu Behirgium Bobohu Slovectum by Kadium Koku. Perorium Krava I Dobra Pak Presidium Ya Vladimir Radescu.
We accept your gifts of fealty and homage, and will rely on you to advise us wisely. As you light the way to Northshield with honor and charity, we will act towards you respectfully in all things.
protecting you with our aid, and rewarding you with our love. But may all your strength fail, and the world turn against if you break this solemn oath. Is there a belt?
Aye, Your Majesty.
Are there spurs?
Aye, Your Majesty.
The candidate has been invested with the trappings of the office of knighthood. Is there a chain with which to bind him with his oath of fealty?
Aye, Your Majesty. This is the chain that I was knighted with, as was my knight, Finn, Duke, Knight of the Society, as was his knight, Thomas, Knight and Baron of the Society, as was his knight, Talamar, Duke, Knight, Laurel of the Society, as was his knight, Duke Andrew of Selden.
Is there another? In remembrance of oaths given and received.
No, I think that
Wow! You are so dumb. Remember, oaths given. Remembrance of your lineage and obligations.
Big butt.
Northshield, I give you your newest knight.